Hello, I'm Elaine Smith, the Artistic Director of the Clamour Theatre Company. We're holding these creative conversations with playwrights, with actors, with directors, so that you can find out more about Clamour Theatre and about the artists who work with us. Welcome to this edition of a Clamour Creative Conversation. Today, we're talking with Christine Benvenuto, a playwright selected for our 5th annual Playwrights Retreat, and whose play Destination Wedding is going to be read on March the 6th as part of Clay and Water 2023 at McCormick Hall in Penny Farms, Florida. Welcome, Christine. Thank you for being with us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me and for including me in this year's festival.
It's great to have you. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, your bio, your background, whatever you think we should know.
Okay, I'm originally from New York City, and I live in rural New England currently and have for a while. And I think one thing that's sort of interesting is that I've done so many different kinds of writing over the years, relatively new to playwriting. I mean, it's been a few years now, but I always wanted to write plays, and for some reason, just never really tried. And I've published 2 works of nonfiction with St. Martin's Press, which are both sort of classified as creative nonfiction. One is basically memoir, the other more cultural criticism. Published lots of short stories, and for many years I made a living sort of piecing together freelance writing jobs, book reviewing, arts reviewing, interviews with writers and artists and other people. And I did ghostwriting, writing books that I knew nothing and understood nothing about. Piecing together the material and getting it right, I guess, because there were no complaints. But things like about computers or medicine, things that I just didn't understand the content of, but could do the writing piece. I did freelance editing. I did some teaching, but to my mind, teaching, like writing, is a passion profession. And I didn't have the passion to teach writing. I did actually like working with young children. I did that a little bit, but somehow I didn't feel I was the right person to foster young writers. But I did teach nonfiction writing for a few years. And yeah, I was just doing all kinds of different writing. And I just came upon, or somebody showed me that Boston has a short play marathon, and submit a 10-minute play. And I thought, I've never done it, and I wanted to all these years. Now's my moment. And it's so ridiculous now, but I got very lucky. They took it, they performed it, and the experience of rehearsing, particularly the rehearsal, even more than the performance, the working with the other theater artists, seeing the director's vision, even though it was a 10-minute play, it was my very first experience. And it was so exciting. It was so dynamic. And after years of sitting alone in a room with a computer, I just thought, this is wonderful. And, I'm not saying that the things I've written, that everything's been so easy career-wise since that experience a few years back. But yeah, it is always so exciting to work with other theater artists. And so here I am.
Okay, well, great. So let's talk a little bit about Destination Wedding without giving away any spoilers. What can you tell us?
So I like complications and contradictions, and I feel like I've sort of done that to the max with this script, with it where it's at now. And I'm sure it's going to undergo a lot of revision after I hear the reading that you guys will do. But yeah, so it's about family secrets and racial issues, cultural issues. There's religious identity background, people being very anxious and nervous about who they are and who they're talking to. And at the heart of it is a big family secret that the person most anxious not to have this secret revealed is the one who's brought about the situation in which it is likely to be revealed and to explode his family if it does come out. And although some of the material is quite heavy, actually, there's in the background of the play is a suicide, for example. It's told with humor. And the suicide is told with humor, but the play overall incorporates humor, and in particular through the lens of a certain absurdist ways of presenting the material. And in particular, because it's written so that two of the actors need to play dual roles. And one of those actors comments on this, makes meta commentary on what's happening and that this is a play, something that makes the others very uncomfortable, similar to how she makes the others uncomfortable with a lot of the things she says.
Okay. Good.
Is that enough?
Yeah, that's great. So why did you decide to apply to the retreat?
So I remember seeing this and thinking, wow, if I was accepted, I asked myself very seriously, would I go? And I thought, yes, I really would, because to me, it's a wonderful combination. I mean, having the public reading of the play, getting the feedback, and just being able to hear it, that was very attractive. But also the week of being able to write with exactly the kind of pressure that I like, which is internal and communal pressure. This is a writing retreat. This is for playwrights to write. And to do that in community, even if we're separate, in community with other playwrights, I'm going to really make use of this time. It's just going to be, that's my plan. It's just so wonderful to focus that way and know that everybody else is doing the same thing.
Yeah. I was going to ask, what if there was anything in particular you wanted to get out of it, but I think you sort of answered that already.
Yeah.
So okay, tell me, do you have a favorite play that you have written, whether it's produced or unproduced?
I guess I always prefer what I've done most recently. So I would say for full length, it's this play, Destination Wedding. And since I've just written a draft of a one-act play, but that's just rough draft, I'm partial to that just because it is new.
Okay, good. So, and also then we like to ask, just because I want to make my reading list as long as possible, what are 3 favorite plays that you have either seen or read by other authors, and what is it that you like about them?
So as you might imagine, I'm sure this would be tough for you as well, Elaine. It's very hard to think of, not to think of 3, but to limit it to 3. I decided to jump around in time. So I'm going to say Chekhov's Uncle Vanya for one, and also David Mamet's adaptation of it called Vanya on 42nd Street, which was filmed, I'm going to say in the 90s, I'm not actually sure. And that's, so both plays and the filmed version, which people could still find online if they wanted to. The play is so angsty and horrible that it's wonderful. It's almost surreal how miserable everyone is in the play. And it's just, the language is so beautiful. And it's just so over the top that although it is meant to be a realistic play, it sort of enters the realm of the absurd with just how extreme it is, and how the long speeches about people's misery and how things will only be better a few hundred years in the future. I just love that. Anyway, that's one. And then jumping ahead, but not too much ahead, Fires in the Mirror, Anna Deavere Smith. I'm working with that right now with a group that I lead, a play reading group that I lead. And of course, she's a fabulous performer and playwright. I respect her work so much. And there are many, many characters, different people, and she becomes them all when she performs. So I love the script, and I love the performances she's done from that. And then something else that probably is very obscure that I'm going to mention is called Oh Holy Night, holy being WHOLLY, Oh Holy Night and Other Jewish Solecisms. And that is a script, also a one-woman script by a performer named Deb Margolin, New York area. She's written a lot of plays, and I love her as a playwright, but this sort of 20-page script is just, I don't know, I reread it periodically, and I just love it so much. And I don't know, do I need to say anything more about it?
No, I think that's good. I think that's great. The whole point of this question is to give me and everybody else insight into things they may not have read, so they can go, oh good, I'll go look for that. So that's great. So for our viewers, if you would like to know more about Christine, you can look for her and her work on the New Play Exchange website at newplayexchange.org. And for more information on her, do you have a website, Christine?
I have a WordPress.
Okay.
ChristineBenvenuto.wordpress.com, I guess it is.
Okay. So we will put that in the links below the video. And if you'd like to attend the free reading of Christine's play, Destination Wedding, on March 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern at McCormick Hall, you can make a reservation on Clamour's website, which is also the place to go for information on all of our other events, clamourtheatre.org. And you can find us on Facebook as Clamour Theatre Company. We post all those URLs, as I said, in the description below. And if you'd like to see more interviews like this one, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. And Christine, thank you so very much for taking time to talk with us today and letting our audience get to know something about you. We really look forward to the reading and are really glad you've been able to join us for Clay and Water 2023.
Oh, thank you so much, Elaine. Thank you for the wonderful questions. They were very thought-provoking.
Good. Okay.